99% of the things that I can't do myself, obviously I need a caretaker for, someone to physically do things for me. If an Optimus robot could do that, like, I could live an incredibly independent life and not be such a burden on those around me. And it would change the way people like me live, at least until whatever this is gets cured.
That's Nolan Arbaugh, the first person to receive a brain implant from Elon Musk's Neuralink, talking with Lex Fridman about the possibility of using the brain-computer interface to control a robot. The podcast is from over the summer, but it looks like the quadriplegic's dreams of controlling robots via thought are starting to come true. He's a likely early adopter of mind-controllable robotics tech Neuralink is developing with its newly secured FDA approval.
Imagine an Optimus robot just being able to hold a book open in front of me, like get that smell again. I might not be able to feel it at that point, or maybe I could, again, with the sensation and stuff, but there's something different about reading like a physical book than staring at a screen or listening to an audiobook. I actually don't like audiobooks. I've listened to a ton of them at this point, but I don't really like them.
A diving accident paralyzed Arbaugh from the shoulders down in 2016 when he was working as a summer camp counselor. The severe spinal cord injury left the Texas A&M student unable to move or feel most of his body below the neck. After the injury, Arbaugh became interested in emerging neurotechnologies. When Neuralink announced its human trials, he actively pursued participation and, in January 2024, became the first recipient.
What can you do now with the chip implanted that you could not do prior?
I can control a computer just like anyone else can, which is not something I was able to do beforehand.
He views this technology as a way to reconnect with the world and the people around him. Neuralink just announced it's seeking participants in its new Convoy study that aims to extend the N1 brain implant's capabilities to control robotic components. Neuralink says the technology could help people with paralysis gain physical freedom through robotics. Musk has said Neuralinks could eventually integrate with Tesla's Optimus humanoid robot.
I think an exciting possibility long-term also is to say, if you take parts of the Optimus humanoid robot and you combine that with a Neuralink, let's say somebody has lost their arms or legs, we could actually attach an Optimus arm or Optimus legs and do a Neuralink implant so that the motor commands from your brain that would go to your biological arms now go to your robot arms or robot legs. And again, you'd have basically cybernetic superpowers. Yeah, like I said, it's just kind of a cyberpunk Deus Ex future where you have cybernetic upgrades that are actually better than your biological limbs.
He said he hopes to have the devices implanted in hundreds of people in the next few years and millions in a decade.
Yeah. We're talking about ultimately doing tens of millions of these things. Like maybe there's 8 billion people in the world. I don't know, maybe at least a few billion are going to want this, maybe more. With our second generation device, which will have 3,000 electrodes, and we'll get a lot better at placing those electrodes. So it's only 100 electrodes being effective. We'll both improve the yield and we'll increase the number of electrodes. So we'll go from, say, 100 electrodes that are reading to, I don't know, out of 3,000 electrodes, maybe 15 and a half, so like 1,500 are reading. So at that point, the data rate is far in excess of what someone playing a video game with their hands could do.
Neuralink is also seeking 6 patients for its first clinical trial in Canada.
Now, directors reached out to you about a year ago. What does that mean? This has been going on. Neuralink's been around for about 7 years now, working on this. What has changed that they're now looking at these trials?
Well, it's taken a long time to develop the technology. These are micro electrodes that are implanted in the brain with a robot, which works very much like a sewing machine. So to develop the technology and to develop the software to be able to analyze these signals and to get these signals to then drive a cursor on a computer screen has taken a long time. This, plus the regulatory process, has been long as well. But finally, we're ready. And indeed, 2 patients have been implanted in the United States, and now we're ready to do this type of surgery for the first time in Canada.
According to Business Insider, the neurotechnology company is hiring technicians to scale manufacturing. Last August, Neuralink announced it had completed its second successful transplant. The patient, a quadriplegic named Alex, used the device to control digital devices with his mind. He moved a computer cursor, played video games, and even designed 3D CAD objects using Autodesk 360 Fusion. Musk announced the Tesla Optimus humanoid robot during Tesla's 2021 AI Day. Interest in the TeslaBot reached new levels in October 2024 when a fleet of the humanoids played a prominent role at Tesla's We Robot event at Warner Bros. Studios. While critics pointed out that much of the robot's actions were via teleoperation, others praised it as a showcase of what the future holds. In November, Kim Kardashian became the first celebrity to apparently get an Optimus robot. She shared several pics and clips of her interacting with the TeslaBot, and interest in the humanoid surged. Heading into 2025, the TeslaBot is positioned as a likely status symbol. The robots will likely be pricey for the foreseeable future, but Elon Musk says they will become affordable as production is scaled. He said eventually the robots will likely cost between $20,000 and $30,000 and will be able to perform basically any task a human can. Tesla plans to manufacture a limited number of Optimus robots in 2025 for use at its Gigafactory. Commercialization is planned for 2026, and Musk says he expects the robot to become Tesla's best-selling product when it's widely available. As the robot moves toward mass production, Tesla is focused on enhancing its autonomous capabilities and practical applications. Tesla's full self-driving software is integrated with the TeslaBot for environmental perception and decision-making. Though the robot's autonomy still relies on human assistance for complex scenarios, recent demos have shown advancements toward independence. The third iteration of Optimus is expected to feature hands with 22 degrees of freedom, doubling the dexterity of the second-gen bot. Musk envisions a future where humans can upload their minds into robots, enabling them to continue existing in some form after death. Musk made the prediction on his X platform, responding to a post asking, "Would you copy your brain into an Optimus to live longer after your physical body died?" He said eventually humans will likely be able to upload a good approximation of their memories and mind states into the cloud. The digital twin could then be used to power the humanoid robot. He said, "Obviously you won't be quite the same as you are today. The vision is similar to what futurist Ray Kurzweil predicts will happen by the 2040s. The author of The Singularity is Near. When humans transcend biology believes human consciousness could effectively be stored to unlock digital immortality. Comprehensive brain scans would capture all the connections that create thoughts and memories. That data would then be uploaded to a computer, where the mind would continue on in digital form." Critics argue the complexities of human consciousness and the mind are too vast to fully capture by current or even future technology. Do you find all this appealing? Merging your consciousness with a robot? Explain why or why not in the comments.